Hi folks, Six Slices here. Now, some time ago I did a review of this little knife from Rough Rider, and this is their Micarta work knife. And this one was sent to me by Tobias from Knife Chats with Tobias. If you're not already subscribed to him, I suggest you do. If you're interested in case knives, Rough Rider knives, other traditionals, GEC knives, he's your man, and he's very good on the history of all of these, particularly the American knives, but also he's a very large collection of Rough Riders. He's a man to watch. He sent me this one anyway, and I was very grateful for it. And when it arrived, I was really struck by the quality of it, how well it was put together. Now, it's a Rough Rider, so in some ways one has to sort of take that with a sort of slight pinch of salt. But honestly, when I looked at this, I thought if this had come from Case, possibly even GEC, I don't think I would have had much to complain about. If I'd paid, or if he'd paid, £100 and odd for it from GEC, you might be a bit more inclined to be a little bit picky. But I actually thought when it arrived, I was just really pleased overall with it. So when the version 2 came out, with the blue-black micarta, I didn't expect it to be any different. I mean, obviously it's blue-black micarta, so I didn't rush out and buy one. I just sort of noted that it was there. But Big Red EGC contacted me and asked me if he could send me one, and I said, oh yes. I like the other one, I'll like this one too. So this arrived, and in many ways it's just exactly the same knife. The only difference is if the workmanship on this is very good, this is even better. Now obviously the blue-black micarta, that's a colour option really, so black or blue-black, that's up to you. I don't know. I always use blue-black ink in my fountain pen for years and years and years, so that sort of has some resonance with me. But in general, they're fairly similar knives. What is different is that if this one was really good, this one is just slightly better in almost every respect. The grind is slightly better, the stamping is slightly better, the fit and finish is not just good. I mean, here it's good, but look at that join between the blade and the spring. I would have been quite happy with that, and I'd be quite happy with that with any knife. This one is absolutely square, perfect. The fit and finish of the spring to the bolsters here is very acceptable. Nothing at all. This is just damn near perfect. In fact, I think it is perfect. It's difficult. You always think with a Rough Rider, you always say, yeah, for the price it's brilliant, and for the price that's 20 quid. And for that you're getting this degree of quality. This is the same price, but this is genuine GEC fit and finish. Absolutely genuinely. And people might mock and say, oh, you're ridiculous, how can it possibly be? It's it's not a handmade knife like a GEC. They are hand finished, just that they're hand finished by Chinamen, not by Americans. And Chinese seem to be getting the hang of it. There's no doubt about it. This knife is, in every quality sense, just about perfect. You can argue about whether you would want a Wharncliffe blade, or whether you prefer a spear point or a lamb's foot or a drop point or a clip point or whatever. But if you want a swayback work knife with a Wharncliffe blade, it's hard to say that there's anything on the market that is better than this. Now, is this M390 sort of super steel or 20 CV or something like that? No, it's not. I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's their full 40A or if it's it might be VG10. I have somewhere in my mind I had the idea, but it doesn't really matter. It's not a super steel, but it's certainly a perfectly adequate steel for a penknife. And if you were comparing this with case that happens to be a CV case knife, or whether it was stainless steel from the likes of Case. I don't think this steel, whatever it is going to be markedly worse in terms of edge retention, certainly sharpenability. Both of them came very sharp. What is different is that the grind on this one I thought was fair, but it's a little bit wonky here, and it is the shallower at this end and steeper at this end. This one is much more consistent across the piece and actually has a better point to it, which is something Case are often guilty of, is because they tumble polish their blades, they often don't have real sharp points on them. These are very pointy, very sharp. I mean, that will catch your skin quite easily. This one perhaps a little bit less. So this, as I say, this is the Rough Rider Micarta work knife. If you get a chance to get a hold of one, they're worth having as a user, as a collection piece, as just a marker of the game, a game-changing marker in the way that Rough Rider make their knives. They're still turning out knives that are of mediocre to good quality across the board. The Grandaddy Barlow that I got is nothing to complain about for the price. But this is one of those knives where there's nothing to complain about, full stop. If we were doing a Nick Shabazz good, the bad and the ugly, we would say, material's good, fit and finish good, workmanship great, usability fantastic, blade shape good if that's the shape you want, perfect, handle shape perfect. What's great about it is the price, without a doubt. To get all of that for that little money is amazing. When you come to the bad, could be a better steel, that's it, and as he would say, there's nothing ugly. So to sum up, it's a great knife. It's I would call it a gem if I was doing it and using his language, but maybe I don't do that, but I would say this is definitely a good knife. And if you want a good pocket knife to carry that's UK legal, I should also point out, in terms of overall blade size, you're banging on that 3-inch. In terms of cutting edge, you're 2 3/4. You are pretty safe no matter which way you look at it. Even taking the absolute maximum of blade length, you're bang on the 3 inches. But legislation is clearly cutting edge. But if you're worried, you could shorten it slightly if you really wanted to. I would have no qualms about carrying this. I think that's a 3-inch pocket knife, and obviously it's not locking, so that's perfect. So if you like this sort of stuff, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of it, please subscribe and remember to ring that notifications bell if you want to see more of this. So thank you very much. Bye.